Hello, I'm Rosalie Gilchrist. I'm at the Russell County Fairgrounds. It is the 75th anniversary of the Russell County Fair. 75 years of hard dedication and work from lots of volunteers. And 75th anniversary is the diamond anniversary. So I'm so proud to be here today. It's Veterans Day at the fair, and it's the first day of the fair. We're going to go up and see if we can find some veterans to interview and talk to. Of course, we always appreciate them and the work and the hardships that they went through that we could have our freedoms. So the Russell County Fair is this week. All week long. It's going to be rainy all week long, but come on out and have some fun. Rosalie Gilchrist.
I hope everybody has had a good time. Hope you met some new friends. Hope you've all been no enemies. But hopefully next year we'll see you again. We'll be doing this again, so the more people comes out, the better it is. So please put us on your calendar for next year, okay? And I appreciate you. God bless you and have a safe trip home.
Should we have that guy that just announced, you want to interview him and have him do his spiel again?
Rosalie Gilchrist with you at the Russell County Fairgrounds with the Fallen Warriors. It's Veterans Day, and we're glad that they've come out to celebrate with us and let us honor them. Can I get your name, please?
My name's Ernie Lowe.
My name's Alfred Wicks. What's your name, buddy?
Are you Asher?
Yeah.
Asher.
Dora Martin.
Okay. And I'm going to hand the microphone to them and just let them tell you what they do and how well they serve our country. Excuse me, I lost my voice.
Thank you, ma'am. We're Fallen Warriors Motorcycle Honor Guard, and one of the projects that we've been working on for the last couple of years is this wall that's behind us. It has 12 counties of Southwest Virginia, 2 counties in West Virginia, and on the wall is over 3,200 names from World War I to present day that was killed in action. We also have a POW-MIE wall that's got all the lists of Virginia's POW and MIEs that's still missing in action. And when you look at these names, it kind of puts stuff in an aspect to where that's a lot of people. You hear numbers, but when you see the names and how many's on there, it touches home a little bit.
You realize they're real.
Yes, ma'am. And it also keeps their memory alive.
Yeah.
And just like earlier when we had the MIE chair dedication, over 82,000 men and women from World War II is still, from World War II to present day is still missing. So this is our way of giving back to the community, educating, and their families. And when you see it, there's a lot of names on this wall. And that way, that's our way of keeping their memory alive. So that's one of the projects that we've been working on. And Miss Doro, she's a member of Fallen Warriors, but she wears many hats just like me and Ernie. She's the one that's put this breakfast on for the last 4 years, so I'll let her talk a little bit about that.
Yes, so we have in the last 5 years, we missed the year before because of COVID, put on a veterans breakfast. It is a thank you for every soldier, past and present, who is serving their country, who is serving us, who is helping us to keep our freedom. We love doing it that way. We love the fellowship, and I think we had a wonderful turnout today. And I thank you for giving us the time on TV to talk about this. I'm going to add not a lot to what Alfred said because he just makes his point so eloquently, so there's nothing more to add. I'm just grateful that I have Fallen Warriors. This is a wonderful family. We have many things that we do. One thing is going to be Vet Fest in 3 weeks, on September 24th here at the fairgrounds. It's going to be a big deal. I can talk about that some other time, but this is about the veterans. This is about the POWs, prisoners of wars, missing in actions that are still unaccounted for. This is for our people who have given their lives.
And today's the first day that the Russell County...
And today, I was about to say, today is the very first time that we get to present the section for Russell County because we didn't have one until this year. So thank you to the Board of Supervisors for donating the money to that, and the wall is now complete for Southwest Virginia.
Let Ernie talk about a little bit, if you would, about the work that he put into this, because he worked directly with some people. He's the mastermind behind this and all the work that he done. If you would, I would like for him to talk about some of the stuff he done to get all these names.
Okay,
And stuff.
I will just in a second before I lose my thoughts. This wall also represents non-closure for families.
Yes, we have had people when we've had it set up to come up and they find their loved ones and they start telling the story about it, and it does give them closure. And we were set up in Tazewell County a couple of years ago, and this lady found her grandfather's name on there. She'd never seen it, and she broke down, and it was touching because it did give her some closure. And when you meet folks around here, they come up and they'll see their loved one's name on there, and they start telling you a story. You learn about the history of that loved one. So
It becomes more real again.
yeah, yes ma'am, it does.
All right, Ernie, tell us some more.
Today is a tremendous day. This is the day of the first display of the complete wall that we've been on a mission for approximately 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years.
6 years trying to get this wall. And not to copy somebody, but I know you've heard of the wall that heals. That was our object here, to bring awareness to the veterans, that to all these names, to in a way bring them back to life, to have their name there, right, to share the memories. And you have no idea what we have went through to try to accomplish this. 21 panels, 14 counties. It just tickles me to death. I done all the research for all this. I spent about 8 months, I believe it was, trying to get all these names together, and it's tough, especially when you go back to World War I. Records weren't good, and we'll have people that comes up and says, well, I had a loved one in Russell County, and people don't understand that back during World War I, you might have lived in Russell County, but if the courthouse where you had to report to was closer in Dixon County, they would go to Dixon County. So they have to, go to the next county, and they feel like their loved one is not on that county. But we done this research thoroughly. We researched it from multiple different places. I tried my best to make sure that I got everybody. I even worked with congressmen, senators, their officers, Department of Defense. I ain't saying we didn't miss somebody. If we can verify it, we'll try to work out to get their name put on here. But this is from World War I to present date, and it's just I'm telling you, it's a real blessing today for me to see this accomplished. It is. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Freedom, it starts with the word F-R-E-E, free. But freedom isn't free. These gentlemen are showing you with the people that are missing in action, the prisoners of war. We've seen on TV when Auschwitz and all the tortures that happened, and freedom is not free. So when you see a vet, thank them. Give them some thanks because they deserve it. And one thing that I have realized over talking with you guys in about the past 2 or 3 years is the sacrifice that the families make to see their loved one go off. And women are going as well as men into battle now. So their children are left at home maybe with daddy and missing their mommy, or the children left home with mom and missing their daddies. And it's just a tremendous sacrifice that they make for our freedom.
Well said.
If today is to be the day, so be it. If you seek to do battle with me, this day you will receive the best that I am capable of giving. It may not be enough, but it will be everything that I have to give, and it will be impressive. For I have constantly prepared myself for this day. I have trained, drilled, rehearsed my actions so that I might have the best chance of defeating you. I have kept myself in peak physical condition, schooled myself in the martial skills, and have become proficient in the application of combat tactics. You may defeat me, but you will pay a severe price and will be lucky to escape with your life. You may kill me, but I am willing to die if necessary. I do not fear death, for I have been close enough to it on many occasions that it no longer concerns me. But I do fear the loss of my honor and would rather die fighting than to have it said that I was without courage. So I will fight you no matter how insupportable it may seem, to the death if need be, in order that it may never be said of me that I was not a warrior.
Continuing along at the Russell County Fairgrounds, I have Gary Dodson with me. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, and Merry Christmas to everybody out there.
If you know Gary, that's the way he greets you all year long. Merry Christmas. Gary, which branch of the military did you serve in?
I served in the U.S. Army.
Okay, and tell us about where you served and what you did.
I took basic training at Fort Bragg and then went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri for AIT transportation. Then I went to Vietnam for July 69 to July 70, and then came back in July of 70 and went to Hunter Stewart in Savannah, Georgia for 6 months.
And tell us a bit about Vietnam. I'm curious about the country.
Well, the country's beautiful from the air, but on the ground it's not so pretty. But I was in transportation and got to see the south side of Vietnam, the Mekong River Delta, and down that way. I drove a truck for 3 months, and I dispatched for 9, so I had pretty good duty in Vietnam.
And how about the lost my train of thought? How about the temperatures?
Well, the temperature's pretty much the same all year long, about, I guess 80 to 90 in the summer, and in the monsoon season maybe down around 75 to 80, something like that.
It's supposed to be 75 degrees here today, and I'm just comfortable. Still got some sweat rolling off on me, though. So I'm glad to see the cooler weather coming.
Yeah, it feels good. We've had a hot summer and a wet summer, but seasons do change.
And that's one reason I like Southwest Virginia, the 4 seasons.
Yeah, 4 seasons are beautiful. And you get away from here and travel somewhere, and people ask you if you have 4 seasons. A lot of people seek the 4 seasons. They like a little bit of snow.
A lot of people, the hotter places have 2 seasons. It's hot and hotter.
Yeah. Well, we're lucky. We don't have too severe winters, and our summers are not too severe either. So it's just a good area to live in the Appalachian region.
It is, and I like the Appalachian Mountains. Some of you know I lived in Texas for a couple of years, and when I was on the plane coming home for my final I'm coming home, saw the mountains and my heart sang to them, and I know that people who live around here knows what that means. Thank you, Gary, for talking with us. Sit still, man. I want to tell people about my daddy. My daddy served in the Army. Don't sit with me. Ernie, can you get this? Samuel Alexander Robinson Jr. I'm not sure what year he was born, but he died a couple of months ago, and he was 94 years old. So that was my dad. He served in the Army, and he had a tattoo on his arm, something about the Army, and had said Dad on it. Samuel Alexander Robinson Jr. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Gary. Okay. We're going to have some fun now. Where'd you work, Gary?
I worked for Piston Clinchfield Coal for 38 years, from 68 to 2006.
And who'd you have the privilege of working with?
Well, I worked with several people because I worked in the industrial engineer, but I worked with Mr. Binko there for about a year also, and then I went to the surface mines and kind of got separated from some of the people that out of the Dane area.
And was Ernie a hard worker?
Well, some days he worked hard. It all depends who's watching this shirt.
Thank you, Gary.
Let me tell you one more thing.
Oh, one more thing.
But anyway, my family was in the service. My dad was in service. My brother's in service, and had uncles on my mom's side and my dad's side serving in the service. And my dad was in World War II, and my mom's brothers was in World War II.
Awesome. Thank you, her whole family, for their service. Thank you. Rosalie Gilchrist, let's see some more of the fair.